This last year, we've seen an influx of Latin influence pop in the mainstream. With artists like Cardi B, J Balvin, and Luis Fonsi dominating the Billboard Hot 100, reggaeton has gone from the Puerto Rican underground to the mainland mainstream. The birth of reggaeton can be traced all the way back to 1970s Jamaica. There, a new form of reggae was forming. DJs were beginning to focus on the rhythmic instrumentations, or as Jamaicans would say, rhythms, and began one of the earliest forms of remixes. They took their music to the streets and began playing over outdoor speaker systems. These outdoor venues would soon be called dancehalls, which would also become the name of this music that was rising. Dancehall started to grow in popularity and eventually made its way out of Jamaica and into Latin America. It soon began incorporating Latin-flavored instrumentation, and the lyrics were starting to be sung in Spanish. Dancehall soon birthed what was called reggae en español. This new genre started to become very popular throughout Latin America, but only in Puerto Rico was the cultural environment unique enough to advance it. Puerto Ricans in the late 80s and early 90s began migrating to New York, more specifically, the Bronx. It was there that they were first-hand witnesses to the emergence of a new radical form of music that we all call hip-hop. Hip-hop's influence made its way back to Puerto Rico and began to influence the underground movement there. It infused itself with reggae en español and thus created what we now know as reggaeton. Reggaeton and hip-hop were both associated with the obscene or violent. They were both scrutinized by authoritative figures and blamed for social disorder. But both were merely a reaction to social injustices associated with race and economic status. The underground music of reggaeton was an outlet for social frustration in Puerto Rico, and despite the government-funded programs that were aimed to ban the music and shut it down, it still resonated with the youth and became more and more popular as time passed. At a time where most clubs would not even play a single reggaeton song, disc jockeys like DJ Negro formed their own collectives and played the music exclusively. Thanks to him and other Puerto Rican DJs, the genre continued to grow and eventually made its way back to the United States and into Europe. In 2004, reggaeton artist Daddy Yankee released the smash hit, Gasolina. Gasolina became the first reggaeton song to be nominated for a Latin Grammy Record of the Year award, solidifying the genre's influence and its acceptance. It even inspired established Latin artists like Shakira. Her 2005 single La Tortura made the sound accessible to listeners all over the world. Reggaeton's new popularity paved the way for future artists experimenting with the genre. Artists like Don Omar, El Rey, Romeo Santos, and many others rose to prominence and became overnight sensations through reggaeton. Then with the rise of trap music in the mid-2010s, reggaeton too began to change a little bit. Artists like Messiah, Bad Bunny, and J Balvin began infusing reggaeton with trap, thus creating Latin trap. The sounds of Latin trap then inspired the 2017 record-breaking hit, Despacito. Together, Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee created a reggaeton record with over 5 billion views, 3 Grammy nominations, and 3 Latin Grammy wins. Despacito became the most successful Latin song of all time. Its success revitalized reggaeton and helped cultivate the sounds of what we now know as Latin trap. And less than a year later, Cardi B released I Like It, which took reggaeton and Latin trap to a whole nother level. Latin American hip-hop fans can finally say that their culture is influencing what we hear on the radio and what we hear in the clubs in the United States. Where reggaeton will go from here is anyone's guess, but the chances are it'll continue to grow and evolve hand in hand with the music that helped inspire it, hip-hop. What's your favorite reggaeton record? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow All Things All Def Music. For The Report, I'm Jay Taj. What up, squad? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram by clicking the links below. Until next time, thanks for watching All Def Music.